Yo, what's up? This is DNA, and DNA stands for that nigga A. But that's not very, whatever. I don't know the word for it. It's not something that everybody should and can say. That's my rap name. And that was just the name that I chose. There's really nothing else you can call me. You can call me A, but how it's not easy to just type in DNA in YouTube and find me unless you type it with the space. And people start watching my videos and I blow the fuck up. But yeah. And this is my video on weed, my second entry, and I might have to make two parts of this obviously, and it might cut me off. But alright. Weed is a beautiful mind control substance. It's a drug to me because it's a drug. Like it does I don't know the definition of drugs, but it's like Tylenol, it's like fucking lean, it's a drug. I don't personally smoke weed right now, and I really shouldn't smoke weed because I like weed so much. I'm addicted to weed, and if I smoke weed, I have to smoke weed every day, and I haven't smoked weed in like 2 months or so, 2 or 3 months. You have to, I have to get used to weed. Like if I just start smoking weed, if I just smoke a whole lot of weed tomorrow, I'm gonna be all nervous and fucking shaky and paranoid and start tweaking the fuck out. So if I did make the decision just to start smoking weed again, I would have to get a blunt, and it would take me like 4 days to smoke that shit. And after 2 weeks, I would go back to normal, being able to just smoke 2 or 3 times or smoke a whole blunt. It would take me like 3 weeks to be able to just face a blunt. But I don't smoke weed because I have to smoke it every day. And when I don't, I get really depressed, and I have to smoke before and after. So, like more so before I do everything, before I go to the store, before I take a shower, before I fucking watch a movie, after I eat, fucking before I go to sleep, when I fucking wake up. I have to set the mood for the day and shit, and before I meditate and things like that. That's another reason I don't smoke weed, because I'm heavy into meditation, and when I smoke, it makes me very sensitive to energies, because I do power meditations, which is meditating on energy. Basically, I should make a video about power meditation. But yeah, marijuana, the effects of marijuana are different in every human being. Every human being, just like your fingerprints and your tongue print, yes, everybody's tongue texture has a different texture, whatever. But the effects of weed on people, everybody is different when it comes to how it affects you. Me, it was more so, I started smoking weed in sophomore year. You'd see all of these, I don't know what the fuck happened around that time, but I was just wilding out, I guess. But started smoking weed in sophomore year, and it was because of, I guess I was depressed or lonely or some shit, but weed was my best friend. I didn't need people around, just like liquor. I didn't need people around when I was high, when I was drunk, but it socially stunted my growth, because when I got high, when I was lonely, I got high. When I was around people, I had to get high too. So it was a whole thing with that. I didn't need girlfriends. Like, I've been offered sex hella times. You see this. But I turned it down to smoke weed, or I would reject females that definitely wanted to have sex with me, but they didn't smoke weed, so I felt like, okay, we don't have anything to talk about. Shit. Like, I was obsessed with weed. Like, I did all the research I fucking could, and I'm a nerd, so like, before I did any drug and smoked weed, I did the research on it for a couple hours before I made the decision to put that substance into my body. But weed, I would recommend it. It's an amazing experience and relationship with the earth and all of that. It just made me so spacey. Like, it didn't keep me grounded like I wanted to be. Like, a lot of people smoke and they get grounded. A lot of people smoke and they get emotional. A lot of people, that's what happens to my dad. Every time we smoke together, he was always trying to fucking like talk some fucking. I'm like he would just blow your high. Like, all right, we smoked this weed. I need to talk. All right, son. So let me talk to you about this. Like, bro, I'm so high right now. I can't talk to you about anything serious. But weed is it's something. Weed is something that brings people together. Like, if you see more than fucking 3 dudes hanging out, that's because they're either gay or they're about to go smoke some weed. Like, dudes don't just hang out in big ass packs, except for white guys. I don't know about that, but um, what can I say about weed? Why did I start smoking it? Because of not even peer pressure, because I just thought that was the cool thing to do. But I just wanted something to make me feel better, I guess. And the first time I smoked weed, it just changed my whole perception. Like, Cat Williams made a joke about a chemical in weed called fuck it. And that's definitely true. It lowers your inhibitions, but it just lowered my inhibitions to life. Weed doesn't make you unmotivated. It's just like, when you don't smoke weed, you don't feel like doing shit, because you condition yourself to smoke weed first before you do things. Weed, to all who don't smoke weed and don't know much about it, weed does give you the munchies. It stimulates your appetite. They give that to cancer patients and anorexic people, because it does definitely stimulate your appetite. I used to smoke weed and eat the fucking most crazy combinations of food in any fucking amount. I used to eat fucking like, I don't know if 5 pounds of food is a lot, but I felt like I used to eat like 5 pounds of food. I used to make like 2 sandwiches, fucking with a pancake on top of that shit, a hot dog with a bowl of oatmeal, with fucking 3 cookies and 2 cups of pop and shit. Like, shit like that. Just fill the whole plate up 3 times. Shit like that. The crazy thing about weed is, I mean, it makes you social and antisocial at the same time. So that was my whole problem. When I smoke weed, I just replace people, and that was my biggest problem. Like, I didn't know that I was going through what I was going through at the time. So me doing drugs was just the answer to everything. The magic pill. So a lot of people smoke weed and don't know why. Shit, to be honest, I don't have nobody sending me questions. It's only my second day with these videos, so I don't really know what to talk about. Weed make me want to. I smoked weed. That's the thing. People don't like to take responsibilities for their own actions. They say weed can fuck up your whole life, and it can't. You being a fucking octopus and a jellyfish at the same time. Jellyfish don't have brains. They're just one big brain. You being a fucking jellyfish made you do what you did. Not having a brain and just reacting to stimulus like a fucking animal. That's what animals and children do. So don't say weed made you do it. Weed didn't make you smoke weed. Weed didn't make you do anything. But I started smoking weed, and I made the decision, because when I first started smoking, I didn't have, that's the thing about being a person that doesn't smoke cigarettes or use drugs. You have a little extra money than people who do. So at the time, I had like $80, blew all that shit quick. So I made the decision with my last fucking, I don't really remember how I used to get money back then. I didn't have a fucking job, but I started selling weed, and I'm gonna cut this video short because it takes like 5 minutes for these videos to upload when they're more than 10 minutes. So yeah, this is DNA on weed. Ask me questions so I can make a second part to this, because I feel like I didn't touch on the subject of marijuana and my love and passion for it and my dead habit. But yeah, DNA, peace.